tree full of money. There were no leaves, just crisp, perfect notes fluttering in the wind. Hakim's heart beat fast. He could not believe his eyes. He reached out and picked a note. It felt real. He looked around quickly to make sure no one was watching. Nobody was there. Hakim's hands shook as he held the money. "Is this real?" he whispered. Hakim lived in a small village. His house was simple and life was never easy. He worked hard every day. Money was always a problem. Sometimes he had enough for food, sometimes he didn't. One morning, Hakim went into his backyard. He noticed something strange. A small tree had grown where there had been none before. At first, he thought he was imagining it. But when he got closer, he realized it was real. The tree was unlike any tree Hakim had ever seen. Its branches were not green. Its leaves were money. Crisp, perfect notes fluttering in the wind. Hakim's heart beat fast. He could not believe his eyes. He reached out and picked a note. It felt real. He looked around quickly to make sure no one was watching. Nobody was there. Hakim's hands shook as he held the money. "Is this real?" he whispered. He put the note in his back pocket. Hakim went back inside his house and stared at it. He could not stop thinking about the tree. He tried to tell himself it was just a dream, but it was real. The next day, Hakim went back to the tree. He took only a few notes at first, just a small amount. He bought some food for his family. He fixed a broken pot in the kitchen. He felt happy. For the first time in a long while, he felt relief. The tree did not shrink. No matter how many notes he took, it stayed full. Hakim's heart raced. He could not understand it. How could a tree grow money? It seemed impossible. For a few days, Hakim took small amounts each morning. He spent them quietly. Nobody noticed. Life became easier. The broken roof got fixed. The old shoes were replaced. Food was always enough. Hakim felt lucky. Then, one day, he took more money, a bigger amount. He bought some gifts for his family, clothes, a small radio, things they had always wanted but never had. He felt proud. But as he carried the money home, a small voice whispered in his mind, "Be careful." Hakim shook his head. "It is just money. Nothing can be wrong," he told himself. But he could not stop. The tree seemed endless. Every day, he plucked more notes. Soon, it was taking even bigger amounts. He fixed the house completely. He bought better clothes, more food, and small tools for work. Hakim began to enjoy it. He felt free, like he could do anything. But he did not tell anyone about the tree. He knew if someone else found out, they would take the money. He wanted it all for himself. At night, he would lie awake thinking about the tree. He wondered where it had come from. Why did it grow money? Was it magic? Was it dangerous? He tried to ignore the questions. The money was too useful. Life had never been this good. Hakim smiled as he thought of the things he could buy tomorrow. But deep down inside, a small worry stayed. Every time he looked at the tree, it felt alive. The notes rustled even when there was no wind. Hakim felt like the tree was watching him. He shook his head. "It is just a tree," he said aloud. But he did not feel certain. The money kept coming. Hakim's heart felt full, but a part of him wondered, how long could this last? Life had changed for Hakim. He no longer worried about food or clothes. His small house felt bigger. His family had what they needed. Each day, he would go to the tree in the backyard and pluck a few notes. Some days more, some days less. The tree never seemed to run out. But his friends, Amiri, noticed the change. Amiri had known Hakim all his life. He knew him too well. One afternoon, Amiri came to Hakim's house. He stopped at the gate and looked closely. "Hakim, your house looks different," he said. "And your clothes, your shoes, where did all this come from?" Hakim's heart beat faster. He wanted to keep the tree a secret, but he knew Amiri was smart. He could not lie too long. Amiri stepped closer. "Tell me, Hakim, how did you get all this money?" Hakim thought for a moment. Then he said, "I will tell you, but you must promise me something. You must never ever tell anyone about it." Amiri looked into his friend's eyes. "I promise," he said. Hakim led Amiri to the backyard. The tree stood tall and quiet, its branches full of crisp, fluttering money notes. The wind made the money shimmer. Amiri gasped. "Is this real?" he whispered. "Yes," Hakim said. "It grows money every day. You can take some, but you must be very careful. Take only what you need. Never tell anyone." Amiri reached out and plucked a note. It felt real. He looked at Hakim, amazed. This is incredible." Hakim smiled. "It is, but remember, the tree is ours alone. No one can know." For the next few days, Hakim and Amiri took money together. At first, it was small amounts. They bought food, clothes, and small gifts. They felt happy. Life seemed perfect. Then slowly, their greed grew. They began taking bigger amounts, more money than they had ever imagined. The tree did not shrink. It stayed full, as if it had no end. Hakim and Amiri laughed as they spent their wealth. They could buy anything. They could eat well, wear new clothes, and live comfortably. They felt free. The village around them seemed unchanged, but for them, life was different. At night, they would sit by the tree and count the money. The notes rustled softly in the wind, almost like whispers. They ignored it at first, thinking it was just the breeze. But then, strange things began to happen. The first death was quiet. A neighbor who had received a small gift of money from Hakim fell ill suddenly. Everyone thought it was sickness. Then, another person died. Someone else who had been given money. Hakim and Amiri felt uneasy. "It's just a coincidence," Hakim said, but his voice did not sound certain, even to him. More deaths followed. Each person that had received money from the tree, either from Hakim or Amiri, at first they tried to ignore it. They did not want to believe the tree could cause this. One evening, Hakim whispered, "Amiri, I think the tree, it's not normal. I think the money is dangerous." Amiri looked at him, fear in his eyes. "We can't stop now. We've already taken so much." The boys fell silent. The wind rustled the notes again, louder this time, as if the tree was alive and watching them. Hakim touched a branch. The notes felt heavier. He felt a shiver run down his spine. "We need to be careful," he said quietly. "Maybe we should slow down." Amiri nodded, but both of them knew they were already in too deep. The money was too tempting. Life without it seemed impossible. And yet, a fear had entered their hearts. The tree was beautiful, magical, and full of wealth, but it was also a warning. The first seeds of regret had started to grow. The village had never been like this before. Hakim and Amiri's lives were full of money, food, and comfort, but now fear had settled over them. People who had received money from the tree began to die. First, it was strangers, then people they knew. Every death was mysterious. No one could explain it. Hakim and Amiri began to see the connection. The money from the tree was cursed. One evening, Hakim said, "We have to stop this, Amiri. People are dying. We cannot let it continue." Amiri nodded. "We have to destroy the tree." The next day, they tried. Hakim grabbed an axe and struck the trunk of the tree. The axe barely cut the bark. It felt harder than stone. They tried again and again, but the tree would not fall. They tried fire. They poured gasoline and lit it. Flames rose, but the tree did not burn. The notes did not blacken. The fire died quickly, leaving the tree untouched. They dug around the roots. They tried poison. Nothing worked. The tree seemed alive in a way they could not understand. Hakim and Amiri sat on the ground, exhausted and afraid. "What can we do?" Hakim whispered. "If we cannot destroy it, what then?" Amiri looked at the tree. The wind made the money flutter. It seemed to laugh at them. Maybe everyone should know," he said slowly. Hakim looked at him. "You mean tell the whole village?" "Yes," Amiri said. "If everyone sees it, maybe it will stop." It was a terrifying thought. They had always wanted to keep the tree a secret, but now keeping it a secret was killing people. The next morning, Hakim and Amiri called the villagers to Hakim's house. The villagers came, curious and worried. Hakim led them to the backyard. The tree stood tall, its branches full of fluttering notes. The villagers gasped. Some reached out to touch the money. Some whispered amazed. Others stepped back, fearful. Hakim spoke. "This tree, it grows money. It is ours, but the money is dangerous. People who take it, they die." The villagers were shocked. Some did not believe it. Some were scared. Slowly, people began to pluck the money from the tree. But the moment they did, the leaves started to turn brown and fall off. The notes shriveled in their hands. The tree began to decay faster than anyone expected. Its trunk blackened. Its branches bent towards the ground. The wind blew softly, almost like a sigh. Hakim and Amiri watched quietly. The tree had given them wealth, but it had also punished them. Now it was gone. Its power was finished. The villagers stayed silent, staring at the falling, dying tree. They understood something important. Some things are not meant for humans. Some gifts, no matter how tempting, come with a cost. Hakim and Amiri looked at each other. Their lives would never be the same. They had survived the greed, fear, and death, but the memory of the money tree will stay with them forever. The wind blew through the village that evening. The tree was gone, but its lesson remained. Hakim whispered to Amiri, "We were lucky, but never again. Never again should we chase something like that." Amiri nodded. "Some wealth, it's too powerful. Some trees, too powerful, too dangerous." And so, life slowly returned to normal. The village talked about the money tree for many years. Some whispered that it had been magic. Some said it had been a curse. But everyone knew the truth. The tree was gone and no one would ever touch that money again. Hakim and Amiri never forgot the tree. They walked, helped the villagers, and lived quietly. They had learned the most important lesson. Some things are not meant for humans, no matter how tempting they seem. And sometimes, some trees grow more than leaves. They grow lessons you cannot forget.